welcome to my channel. I review books, and if you're interested in books and you like to talk about books, please hit that subscribe button down below. I highly appreciate it, and you'll be updated for more bookish conversations. Anyways, let's get started. Okay, so A Court of Mist and Fury. This is like 2 years since I've read A Court of Thorns and Roses, because I liked A Court of Thorns and Roses, but would I say it was my favorite book? No. I liked the ending, not the other part. Anyways, and then the summer of 2016 I picked it up and it was good. I liked it, but for some reason I can't remember why I set it down. It was for some other reason I set it down, and so I didn't come back to it. And then I kept saying I gotta read it, and my fear is once books are getting on my shelf for like a year, I never read them, and so I started to fear I was never gonna read this. So I finally read it, which I'm surprised, because like I said, I didn't think I was going to read it, because, you know, I started and I was like, okay. And then, oh my gosh, I've never read a book so much where I have cried, I have laughed, I have been angry, or just all the feels. So I'm going to basically talk about from like midpoint of the book on, because I feel like that's when the most happened. First, let's just take a minute and appreciate the human being of Ryan Sand. Why she's Fae. Let's take a moment and appreciate the Fae-ness of Ryan Sand, who is Bae. Oh my gosh. Like I said, I never thought he was a bad guy. Honestly, even in the first book, I felt there's this little inkling that he's a good guy. Like, this is just an act. Like a Will Herondale. He reminded me of a Will Herondale. Like, I'm sorry if you've never read the Infernal Devices. Evil. It comes off as mean and cold-hearted, and then, but it's really nice and sweet, and oh my gosh. I just, he ranks up there with Will. I'd say he's probably like second, 1.5 to Will. Will's always top. Will is always top. I was actually not hurt when she started to go over to Ryan Sand, because I never liked Hamlin. I don't know, I just, even before like we found out he was super controlling and stuff, I never liked him. I never fell in love with the character. I think Sarah J. Maas did that on purpose for you to never like fully, like, you see how much we like Ryan Sand, and then that was never, we never went into that much in depth with Tamlin, so I think that was why. So then when we had to hate him, we'd hate him. But as much as I hate Tamlin, I felt really bad for Lucien. Lucien, is that how you pronounce his name? I don't know. Because he's a great guy. I think he's still a great guy, and he's just stuck in the Supreme Court, and then we found out Elaine was his maid. Oh my god. But when Feyre, is it Feyre or Feyre? I always said Feyre, and then I heard it was pronounced Feyre. I don't know, let's call her Feyre. When Feyre finally accepts Ryan Sand as her mate, that was not only a big part for us as readers, but a big part for Ryan Sand himself, because his whole life he felt rejected and thrown aside, and he carries a burden of all the things he did to protect his people, and now here's someone who's finally going and willing to accept him. It's beautiful. She loves him, and now he has found his happiness. And then, okay, like I said, this video is more on the ending, because, oh my god. So they get to the cauldron in Hybern. They're gonna take away the cauldron and eliminate its powers. And you know this ain't gonna happen. This is what's gonna happen. This is the second book. This is where everything goes down. And she goes up to the cauldron and nothing. She can't do it. Like, the book is taking over her mind. And then Duran walks in. I think that's her. I can't pronounce names to save my life. Walks in and he's like, look at me. I'm back from the dead. And it's like, oh my gosh, what is going on right now? And then Cassian and Azriel. And then find out Tamlin is working with the King of Hybern in order to get Feyre back. He sold out his kingdom. He sold out her in order to get her back, and then her family gets roped into this and become Fae, and I'm just like, what is going on? Like, no, this is not okay. This book, so many times I was like, do I go to class or do I just sit here and read? Like, I need to know what happens. And I knew this was gonna be a big part. I knew this was gonna be a big part, because they never made the mating bond official, Ryan and Feyre. They never made it official, and I think though if they would have made it official, it would have been illegal for Tamlin to take her back. I think if they would have made it official in the second book, which I haven't read the third book, I don't know, they probably make it official in the third book. If they made it official in the second book, the plot would have been so different, I think. It was one of those books though, where the author knew all the right places to hit. You think oh, happiness, they're gonna find happiness, you know, stuff's gonna go down. But then Valeris is attacked, and then they get captured by Hepburn, and then Tamlin's working Hepburn, and then the queens betray them, and then her sisters become Fae, and then the bond is broken. Oh my gosh, I cried when the bond was broken. The bond was broken with Rhinestone, and then she's back in the Spring Court. I'm just like, what? That is this book. That is this book. It destroyed me. Have you ever read that book where it just like crumbles? Like, this probably made me cry more than Clockwork Princess. Like, I didn't actually cry in this book, but I felt the gut reaction. Though, like I said, with Lucian finding out Lane is his mate, it's like, and you get a mate, and you get a mate, and you get a mate. Everybody gets a mate in this book. Everybody. I'm very curious to know who is Tamlin's mate. I think something's gonna happen with Cassie and Inesta. Like, I call it. Something's gonna happen with Mor and Azrael, because there's just no way the author's bringing that up so much in order for it not to. And she's gonna write through her books. I wonder if one's not gonna be taking Mor's perspective. I don't know. I want to know what those books are about. And like near the end, when Feyre, in order to protect her family and her newfound family and friends, to save herself and everyone else from Tamlin, she gives herself over to Tamlin, and she pretends that she was like hypnotized under Rhysand, and I think Rhysand understood what she was doing, but that had to crush him. And the thing is though, no one was expecting to break the bond, but I think she knew. We as readers did not know. We thought they were going to break the mating bond and everything. I was like, oh my gosh, we're going to have to go through a whole book for them to rediscover each other. Like, we literally just spent this book. But then we just find out it was just a regular bond, and that can't really be broken, the mating bond, and that it was just more of an illusion. So think if they never created a bond. But the author was smart about this, because when I first started the book and we first met Rhysand, I really liked Rhysand. I loved Rhysand, and I was kind of disappointed when she had to leave, and we had to probably read through a whole nother month to meet Rhysand again. And that was cut short, and it worked, and I loved it, because we got to fall in love with Rhysand, we got to meet Rhysand as his friends, and the author played it smart. Not only did she do amazing world building up to the points of the third book, but you needed a whole book in order to fall in love with Rhysand. Like, it wasn't just gonna happen like that, and that's one thing I think a lot of authors make the mistake on. They expect you to fall in love with a character or a plot just like that, and then they take it away from you, and it's not as like dramatic. It's kind of like, oh yeah, that sucks, but it's not as much. Where this, she made you fall in love with the entire world and the characters, and then it was gone. Just, that was my thoughts on the book. It's kind of gibberish all over the place, but like I said, I didn't really start taking notes at the very end because I love the whole book, but it was the end that really got me. Anyways, thank you for watching. Tell me in the comments what you liked about the book. Were you expecting any of that to happen? Give this video a big thumbs up. Thank you for watching. Bye!